Hey everyone, it's Joseph Katz from KettleSpace here again with KettleSpace co-founder Dan Rosenzweig. How are you doing today, Dan?
Fantastic. Thanks so much for having me.
Always a pleasure, Dan. Always a pleasure. The other day I saw an article getting passed around on LinkedIn about big tech coming back and opening up, 10%, 20%, so on and so forth. And so I know we've been building some technology around hybrid, HQ. I guess my question for you is, how do you see companies managing the return to work and these hybrid situations? And the example I would give is if there's a space for, let's just use a round number, 100 people, but you have 200 people that want to come in, how do you see that working at some of these larger companies?
Yeah, so it's a great question. The short answer is it's complicated. I think there's an individual solution that each company needs because they produce a different product. They're in different industries, so there isn't necessarily one size fits all view of it. I think it's important, and I'd emphasize this again and again. Please talk to your employees, right? Understand what it is that matters most to them. The last thing we want to do is put anyone in a situation in which they're uncomfortable. Because doing so, it's going to be very hard to get that productivity that we're looking for out of our team. And our goal is to build a wonderful team, retain them for a really long time, and let them get to work. So I think first and foremost, let's talk to our employees. I think there are smart ways that we can bring people back to work. And some people are really hungry and ready to get back there because for a number of reasons, maybe they miss the office, maybe the work from home situation is untenable. And then there are some who are dreading it. And I think this is an opportunity to deliver, right? Just like during, it was just Passover in the Jewish faith. And we talk about telling the story to four different sons, right? The wise son, the wicked son, the simple son, and the son is too young to ask. And I think that's how we need to deliver our return to work solution in a lot of ways. Some people want it. Some people don't. Some people don't understand how to experience it. And some are, I don't know, there's some probably a fourth category that
They don't know what to ask. They don't know what to ask for.
And the truth is, this is a new territory for everyone, right? No one has at scale done a really effective job, at least to date, of delivering remote. It's been very everyone in the office or no one in the office. So I think if the future is hybrid, like we believe it, then it's going to require a thoughtful and very data-backed approach, right, to bringing people back to work safely. We're proud of KettleOS, which we've built, which it allows teams to customize a return to work plan for, it could be down to the individual, or it could be across a team, or it could be across an entire organization. For example, coders come in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and they can work remotely Thursday, Friday. Whereas sales folks need to be in Monday, Tuesday, and can work remote 3 days a week, right? It really can be catered to what your organization needs. So I'll go back to my original point, which is please talk to your teams. I don't think sort of doing a sweeping, decision based on real estate decisions you've made in the past is a smart way to go. I really think you need to be thoughtful about how you're approaching it. It can be done safely, but it's a nuanced problem. And so if you're interested in finding some solutions, please come talk to us at KettleSpace. It's literally all we ever think about.
First of all, kudos on bringing in a cultural reference to your answer. I've also been speaking to a lot of chief people officers, and the one thing that kind of resonates mostly with them as it relates to hybrid and return to work is the fear that their team will not come back if they're forced to come back to the office. So your point about speak to your teams is important.
Yeah.
I did
As
hear
Americans, we don't like to necessarily be forced to do anything. And if you do, you better have the law behind you for it. So, I mean, these are, right, we're at will employees, like we're in the state of New York where I'm, calling from. So it's employment's at will, right? And I think that goes both ways, right? It's they need to want to do the work and you need to want them there. And I think the key is meeting people halfway and making sure we're delivering an experience that is really hitting on what they need. And that can be achieved, but it requires a lot of thought up.
I'll leave us with one interesting hybrid work and situation I heard last week for the first time. After all these conversations, no one has actually said the following to me. Their team, I mean, the company happens to want to be in the office as much as possible for as many people as possible, which is great. But what they're doing is they're providing, and I forgot the exact words they use, but let's call it flexible hours so that people don't have to commute during rush hour. So no one's expected to be at their desk at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
And they can leave before 5 p.m. so they can avoid the, crowding on the trains, buses, what have you. So definitely
dipping your toe in the water, right? That sounds like a very thoughtful approach, right? Which takes what used to be one of the main issues around going to the office, which was the commute, and tries to diminish it. Thoughtful. I think that makes a lot of sense. There are some industries that, based on their like client services and stuff, where you might not be able to avoid rush hour because you need to be servicing clients during those specific hours. But if you're one of those companies that can avoid rush hour, I think it's smart.
Yeah,
I think it makes a lot of sense. One thing I tweeted this week was like, the truth is that it's not black or white, it's gray. Two things can be true at once. It can be true that your team is better off together. It can also be true that it's unsafe or that folks just don't want that today. So let's find a solution that checks boxes for both of those employee groups and delivers your team the productivity and high quality that they're capable of.
Yep. So lots of interesting solutions being put into the market by different companies some who are listening to their employees and some who may not be, but there's a solution out there for everyone. And we are definitely willing and able to help if people want to talk to us. We've spoken to many, many companies, and appreciate you taking the time today, Dan. Yeah. And we're here if people need us. Hello at KettleSpace.
I love it. Remember, you're lucky to have your employees, not the other way around. So listen to them.
Good last point. Thank you again, Dan. Speak to you soon.